I watched them take our land, but we found our strength. I still remember the smoke rising over the field and the sadness on my neighbors' faces the day the machines arrived. The king stood there, watching, while visitors in shiny cars smiled and gave instructions. That was the day our lives changed. I was 16, living in a small village by the river. Our land fed us. We grew yam, cassava, and palm fruit. We fetched water from the well, fished in the stream, and honored our ancestors under the big Iroko trees. Life was simple. Hard, but ours. Then the visitors came. They stayed at the palace and brought gifts for the king, fancy clothes, gadgets, and promises of a road, a clinic, and a new school. They said our children would have a better future. We clapped. We even danced. Months later, people came with papers and measured our land. We thought it was for the road. Nobody told us more. When the elders asked, the king said, "Be patient. Good things take time." One morning, trucks arrived with workers and machines. They told us the land was no longer ours. They said there was an agreement. We tried to explain, showed them our farms and family graves, but they only followed their orders. That night, the elders went to the palace. They pleaded with the king to help us. He listened but said nothing. Days passed, and some of the elders went missing. Their families waited, but they never returned. Then the clearing began. The yam fields, the palm oil press, and the little market by the stream were all removed. Smoke filled the air for days. Children coughed. Women wept quietly by the roadside, holding the little food they could save. The villagers decided to meet and speak with one voice. They gathered under the moon, away from the palace. They wanted fairness, not trouble. They wanted their land and their dignity. I will never forget that night. The moon was thin and pale. People were tired but united. They spoke with courage. They demanded answers. The guards listened this time. The king came out in his white robe, his gold chain glinting even in the dim light. He explained his reasons, but no one felt heard. In the end, change came, not through fighting, but through persistence. Papers were reviewed, promises were clarified, and some land was saved. Not all, but enough for us to start again. Today, a factory stands where our cocoa trees once grew. The river is not as clear, but the road they promised finally came. Our children now go to the school they built. The past cannot be erased, but we learn to stand together. This is the Africa we dream of, where leaders listen, and people speak up, not with fear, but with hope.